Greetings to each of you. My name is Undra Ware Sr., and I'm truly honored for having both books, The Naked Eye and The Purpose of Being, nominated for the Distinguished Authors Guild Award. In receiving this award, it helps me to realize how blessed I am. For example, as a young man growing up in the city of Chicago on the South Side, and just having skill sets. My family, I came from a family with lots of talent. Basketball, hair, women can do hair. But I noticed we wasn't doing anything with it. And I remember used to telling my mom, with all the talent in the family, I just want to be of service. I want to do something with my life, whereas it would be meaningful. Now, I didn't know what it was because I don't play basketball. I'm not athletic. I'm not the best in math. I'm not a mathematician. But over the time, I realized that I write poetry, and that's kind of rare, considering that considering that I don't really express myself too well, or I get don't handle my emotions too well. But God saw something in me, whereas I was able to put it in writing. And being a poet, for example, I used to read Langston Hughes. Langston Hughes was a good poet, mother to son. That particular poem stayed with me for a long time because I couldn't understand some of the wording, so to speak. And I remember asking my mom, what is he saying? Life is like a crystal stair with nails in it and all this other stuff that I just didn't understand. And she would just smile and say, keep living. And one day I was going through something in life, and of course I wrote it down, and the light bulb went off. And I was like, oh, he wasn't really talking about climbing stairs with nails in it. He was just talking about life and how difficult it be and how challenging it was. And I was like, okay. So then I realized if I can write something that's very important and help people to remember and it affect their life, then I think I'm a good writer. I'm a good poet. And that actually enlightened me. Dr. King, he was another one of my favorite favorite people that I enjoyed, that I liked. And the reason why I say that is because the way he spoke. And I'm like, man, Dr. King, he's so charismatic. And I know I'm not charismatic. I can't speak like Dr. King or Frederick Douglass. However, I did learn to just be yourself. You have a voice. You can express yourself. They did it. You can do it. Just do it in your own way. So I learned to appreciate my gift and what I can bring to society. And I say that if I can, you can too. You just have to look within inside yourself. What is your gifts? What is that you want to contribute? Now, if you're trying to say, oh, I want to be a basketball player or I want to be, which you can be, don't get me wrong, but what is that your talent is? You might be a mathematician. Do that. You might be the type of person that know how to do hair. Do that. You might want to be an astronaut. I don't know. Do that. But in finding out who you are, I think most importantly, you're going to go through some life challenges. And some of us, we can't handle that. I'm guilty of it. It gets us down, gets us depressed. And that brings me to why I wrote The Purpose of Being. The Purpose of Being is a collection of inspirational poetry shared from my life's experiences. Yes, my life experiences, with the intentions of leading God's people to their purpose. Hmm, that's a good way of putting it. How did I come up with that title, The Purpose of Being? I started reading through the poems. And God was like, with everything that you went through, put the purpose of being in there. Everybody needs to find out what their purpose is. Give you an example. The poem Growing Seed. Now, we all come from a seed, and from that seed, we grow. And as we grow, we experience different things: death, graduations, marriage, things that we should be experiencing, I guess, in my opinion. So, in experiencing that, I tried to explain how we develop from that seed, encountering many challenges and obstacles in life that we must overcome, or otherwise we won't reach our destination. The poem, What is Life, stems from the internalized process that I had and the questions that I had that I was asking myself, why am I here? You should be asking yourself, why am I here? Why are we here? Guess what? We're here for a reason. This book reminds me that if you really look at what's going on in the world, it's all a cycle. It's really all a cycle that's in God's plan, and we must complete it. Yes, it's going to be ups and downs, good days, bad days, but guess what? You can get through it. It's just a matter of persevering. The next poem, The Power Source, was written to remind me of my connection to God. Yes, we all should have a connection to our Creator. Through this connection, I'm capable, and as well as you're capable, of being successful, resourceful, I hope being resourceful, and most importantly, enduring your trials. Once again, because once you actually go through what you've been through, then you can be, how can I say, a service to someone. You could be a witness. You be like, oh, don't worry about that. You can get through that. Because what we all need, especially when we're going through something in life, is encouragement. We don't need anybody to pull us down. We need encouragement, which I think is important. The Naked Eye, my next book. The Naked Eye is also a poetry collection that ends with prose. For example, chapter 1, Voices of the Heart, which stems from relationship trials, which we all encounter, disappointments, I know I had my share, and even forgiveness. I had to learn that. Actually, I think we all need to learn how to forgive because that is so crucial. And it's crucial for us to develop and move forward. At some point, each of us experience or will experience these moments in time that will affect us emotionally or psychologically. You can see that what's going on in the world today. People are hurting, people getting shot every day, children coming up missing, the government, they coming up with these laws that just violate your rights. I mean, we all need something to really help us to move forward. I believe to be free, one must be willing to be vulnerable. And let me explain vulnerable. I'm not saying let somebody take advantage of you. I'm going to use myself as an example for vulnerable. When I published these books, I already knew I got to open myself up and let people see who I am. That can be very frightening for some people. I know it's frightening for me, but at the same time, I've learned in order to go to the top, people got to know what you've been through. Once they see what you've been through and they see you made it and made it through, you can be an example, be a leader. Chapter 3, encouragement, which I just touched on. Encouragement. Encouragement was written to help those that encountered dark seasons. And yes, dark seasons, divorce, dark season, death, dark season, losing your job. You know, it could be anything. I don't really know what your dark season is. However, moments of death, despair, and even loneliness, learn to embrace and appreciate that. Learn to appreciate those who birth positivity in you. And then once you realize they birth positivity in you, learn the lesson. Don't take it personal. Learn the lesson so that you can develop and grow and become stronger spiritually. Chapter 7 in the Naked Eye, a rim revealed. What I like about chapter 7 is true life experiences. And it really happened, whether from the dreams, the visions, it was just real. These experiences I share from a spiritual perspective because we live in a physical world that we is viewed by sight, but not by the spiritual eye, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. We overlook the spiritual light. Not all of us, just some of us. I wrote this book with the intentions of informing and confirming to the unbelievers while sustaining those in the faith that God is real. Let me give you this example that God is real. I remember as a teenager in high school, 1983 to be exact, God came to me. And I know this is going to be far fetched, but this is true. God came to me. I was in a gang. I was going through some struggles, so to speak. He revealed to me everything that I've done, everything. So let me give you the experience of how he came to me. I'm in my bed, my face turned to the wall. It was cold in the room, cold like ice. I turned around and looked at the door. There was a bright light. And I'm like, man, I know I kept my door closed, or I thought somebody was shining a flashlight. And you know how you turn your head and look again? Next thing you know, the light was gone. So then I'm just laying there thinking, okay, it might be a burglar in the house. And I was too scared to call my dad. And next thing you know, he introduced himself. I'm Jesus, Son of God. Now I'm thinking to myself, this is just unreal. Now I know I'm awake, and I was awake. Give you an example of how I know I was awake. I normally sleep with my radio on. That particular experience, I didn't even hear my radio. All I kept hearing God was letting me know, you need to stop throwing up them pitchforks that represent the devil. That's one. And I'm like, okay. Then he showed me everything that I've done, all the negativity, everything that I was doing that was just negative. You know, it kind of made me feel bad. No, I ain't no kind of to it. Okay, it made me feel bad because when you having this experience, you asking yourself, is this real? But come to find out, it really was real. So after he showed me everything that happened in my life, and it was cold, like I was like in an ice box, he asked me what I want for my birthday. My birthday was gonna be on Easter Sunday. And I was so scared I couldn't say nothing. But the next morning when I woke up, I'm laying in my bed, saying to myself, was this real? Yes, it was. I saw the print where he was sitting at. Once I saw that print, I was convinced. I was like, you know what? This spiritual thing, this guy, because I didn't even believe in God at the time. Now I believe in God. And all the experience that I've been having since then, I know it ain't no joke. I don't take it lightly. That's why I like chapter 7 of Rim, living in the realm of the naked eye. So to purchase my book, you can go on to my Facebook to purchase my book. I'm sorry, go to Undra's Creation, UNDRASCRATION.com. Also, when you go to my website, Undra's Creation, you can also go check out my Facebook page, check out some of my YouTube videos, and my book can be purchased on Amazon, which is a link on my website. Let me share this with you. It's a poem that I wrote called The Power Source. And I wrote this because I was depressed, and I just didn't believe in myself. I was just in despair. Again, the power source, myself. I see myself as a member of the royal family, a very high and mighty, glorious and victorious family. I have a light that shines and glows ever divinely, for my Father gave me whatever in my will, my whatever's in my will, my heart, mind, and soul, to become whatever's in my will. I hold power and glory in my heart, mind, and soul. So behold, look at all my achievements and goals. As you can see, I am a child of a true and living God. So I ask you today, what are your fears? What are your ambitions? Maybe you can find it through the purpose of being. Maybe you can discover it through the naked eye. Guess what? We all have a purpose here. Just don't be blind about it. Time is short, very short. I understand that. And I'm trying to do what God put in my heart to do. Once again, I would like to thank Distinguished Authors Guild for this opportunity.
Yay!
Oh, thank you, God. Thank you. Because I was like, I was trying, you don't know.